Hello guys, welcome back. Nice to have you again with me, and today we're going to talk about stocks, and we're going to talk about how to invest in a bad market or in a bear market. So guys, I just want to say thank you for coming back, and we're going to talk about the stock market. And my advice to you is to invest in companies like that, companies that are strong, companies like Apple, companies like Facebook, companies like Walmart, UPS, and most of the places that you can familiar with, not just some company that because the stock is cheap. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on to Jim Cramer and Jeff Marks, as I always do, with the CNB Investment Club for some great advice. So guys, let me go ahead and do that right now with Jim Cramer and Jeff Marks.
CNBC Investing Club, by the way, get excited because we're starting to see my studio down here. All right. Now, this is what's known, I'm going to get right into it, as an inside reversal day where it opens down. Thank you, Larry Williams. The market opens down after a very big up day and then kind of works its way up. Now, it's obviously, we're very early, but the pattern of an inside reversal day would be that you go up like this, okay, then down like this, could be a little bit lower, and then up like this. And what you want to look for in a day like today is what did you buy yesterday? What did you sell? Because we did some, because you want to have some cash, because it may not last. But I wish it had happened. It's much better when it happens at the end of the day, all right? To happen at this early in the day is going to bring out sellers.
You often tweet the rally happened too early, so I guess something to watch it. Well, what do you think's driving it? Is it decline in oil, interest rates?
Yeah, it's funny. I was discussing Biden, who seems so out of touch in so many different ways. Like, he'll come up with something, which is the 18-cent gas tax.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Nancy Pelosi said was a gimmick. And in the meantime, he doesn't see oil plummeting. When I say plummeting, I mean oil's went from bull market to bear market. And it drove a lot of our stocks down. I did that white paper this weekend about that. But the 3 years down dramatically in interest from yesterday. And that's remember, we're kind of oblivious to what works. Now, when the 3 year was going up, it's all we talked about. And now the 3 years going down in yield, no one's noticing. And yesterday was a much better day if you wanted yield than today. So let's stay focused on that. We are still the juxtaposition of Powell being berated for whether he can move down oil prices, Elizabeth Warren, coupled with the endless analysts calling for recession. Now, it's Citi makes you feel that, wait a second, we are going to slow.
They're saying it's a coin flip. They put the odds at 50%. What I would go back to, if you are fearing that recession, if you are in that recession camp, stick with what we've been saying all year. The profitable companies, the dividend paying,
Humana,
buyback stock. Right. Healthcare working today, to your point, you just rattled off a couple. There was also a big note on AbbVie about Humira, about that the biosimilars coming to market in 2023. Morgan Stanley, they actually raised their 2023 estimates, lower 24, but it cuts in favor of AbbVie because if you can get higher in 23 at higher pricing, you actually have a little bit more earnings power. So we did trim our position yesterday.
We trimmed some AbbVie. Now, again, these are always difficult things. You can always say, well, why didn't we do that? That is certainly a reasonable question. It's your money. We're supposed to deliver for you.
Yeah.
That's the same chart, by the way, as Devon. It's the same chart as Chevron. The answer is, unlike most of the people I hear on TV, we didn't do it because we didn't see the big downturn coming. Now you can say, well, isn't that your job, Jim? Well, what we're saying is, listen, we were doing our job, we were doing our best, and we didn't get it. And I heard someone on TV yesterday say that they called the bottom in oil, they called the top in oil. I'm not that good. All right, I've been doing it for 40 years, but I'm not that good. And our goal is not to be a hedge fund and to do whamma jamma in and out. But unfortunately, this market is so forgiving. You did have a whamma jamma situation in oil. Now, AbbVie is an example of something that could be back where it was very quickly, given that note. But we'll have made some sales so that we can buy other things that we think are down a lot. Like I got to tell you.
Right. AbbVie is still positive on the year. We trimmed Wynn Resorts in the same trade. Again, so we took a profit in one area and we booked what has been a very tough loss in another stock.
Very tough loss. Now, I did want to mention Disney. It's not on our list, but the action in Disney I regard as being almost terminal in the way it's going. And yet the company is not doing nearly as badly. What happened is their balance sheet was wrecked by Bob Iger with the purchase of Fox. It's not talked about. It's difficult to take the write down because it's been integrated so well. But we got to stop blaming this fella Chapek. I mean, you may think that Chapek is a complete moron, an idiot, but he did not screw up the balance sheet. The reason why that stock can be this low is the balance sheet, not the damn Disney Plus. So let's just give it a rest, recognize that the company has franchise value that's well above where it is, and take a look at it. But have we been wrong? I think that everybody's been wrong about this.
What do you think about, maybe people are looking at Disney and they're saying, well, if consumer spending does pull back, if we do see recession, maybe the parks business, which is really, it's been what's holding the business up right now because it is so profitable. Right. The parks are essentially at max capacity. Maybe they see a pullback, even though I'd counter, you're not even getting the international traveler.
No, and look, the pullback would have been centered on gasoline, which I think may have seen the peak.
Right.
Gasoline is not going up now. I think that the decline in oil is going to be an important price to watch. I don't think oil goes up much. I do think the stocks can make fortunes because the break-evens are dramatically lower. But yeah, I'm glad we got rid of it. See, this is very tough. We took a lot of, we're still up for the year in terms of money. Don't forget, we gave away $500,000 last year. This was ill-fated because I didn't expect COVID to make a comeback. Look, why am I telling you this? I could just tell you I'm an idiot. That doesn't do any good because I obviously made a lot of money in the market. I misjudged that COVID would come back, and that was it.
Yeah, I think we were all looking for China post-Olympics to move away from their zero COVID policy. I think that was, right. I think there was a lot of chatter, China back open for business. It didn't happen. It actually was the opposite.
I mean, things happen. Now, again, you'll hear people on TV saying, you know what? I saw it coming. So therefore, I sold Win at 120, and now I'm looking at it. Here's what I call those people. They're called liars. Now, let's take a look at AMD. AMD is a company that I've spent a lot of time with Lisa Su, listened to her incredibly good outlook. I think AMD is putting in the bottom that you want to see. Now, they've got Xilinx doing well. They had very, very good hypercomputer. Very good server. Against that, they have, in a very good note this morning, an upgrade by Morgan Stanley. They have consoles and PCs. And they're saying, listen, you can't sweat the program anymore, consoles and PCs.
Yeah, they're becoming a smaller part of the business because data center is absolutely on fire. They're still picking up share in their server business, which is why she's been able to. She reiterated guidance when you when you saw.
By the way, so did Christian Amann. Yeah, Christian Amann, and it's amazing that stock Qualcomm is down. This is a buy right here, and I think that's really important. And by the way, you mentioned Gitlin joining the board from Carrier of Boeing. Mm-hmm. It would be something if Gitlin was made the head of Boeing. Maybe that's why Boeing stock is going up, because Boeing had more negative news today. That's an aside for those people who held on to their Boeing. I do want to talk about tonight. I've spent a lot of time working to understand the company that is Meta. And I spent about 40 minutes in the metaverse with Mark Zuckerberg last night. I found that electric, I see trillions of dollars in money that could be made. I see him being much ahead of this. I see writers coming in and doing this. I think the sellers have not seen the future, and I have. I will speak to Mark for 2 segments tonight.
Give us like a quick, how was the experience? I've never put on VR goggles.
Well, you could do it for work. You could do it for play. You could do it with family that you can't see. Otherwise, you can play cards. You can have a beautiful location to do work. Mm-hmm. You can use it for education. You can use it for travel. You can use it, obviously, for entertainment. And it becomes an alternate world where if you think about all the V-Bucks on Fortnite, that's what they're betting on for like Meta bucks, so to speak.
Having some type of in-world currency.
Yes, right? And you would go to the mall and you can try on things. You can wear different clothes every day in the metaverse. Mark had me up in a jacked suit. I felt great, felt very confident. No joking around. I think the company's doing much better than people realize. I think that people, once again, have written off Mark the way they did when he had to say, listen, we're going from a desktop to cell phone. He's a brilliant man, far more humble than a lot of people think. Funny. I think that because I'm somewhat odd and eclectic, there is a bizarre rapport.
Yes.
I don't call it rapport because we're not hanging out in Hawaii or anything. And I think, I mean, for instance, you put me in the Zen room and I said, look, Mark, I mean, I'm not like Zen. And at one point, we were talking about the need to be how metaverse helps friends. I said, it was only recently that I got into the idea of friends. And I think he just, I mean, I think some of these ideas have occurred to him. Anyway,
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
It's going to be huge.
It is. It's tonight. It's 2 parts. Send us questions if you have anything from the club. But buy Meta because I've seen the future. Don't sell the oils. Take a hard look at buying Advanced Micro. And once again, when we say that we screwed up on Win, we hear the people who didn't screw up, and we question whether they are not dissembling. Better word than liar. Kind of gets the same point across. For Jeff Marks, this is Jim Meta Cramer for our morning meeting for exclusively the CNBC.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm not going to keep you too long. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you had a lot of fun listening to that. So thank you. As I said, tonight we're building wealth one investment at a time, guys. So I just want to share 2 stocks with you today. One of them is a stock that Jim just talked about, and it is called Devon. So let's go and share Devon with you. And that's an all stock. You're getting it at a great price. As I said, great dividend. So consider buying Devon. I told you everything I could tell you about Devon. Oil company, 8% dividend. Just an amazing company. And the next stock I want to share with you guys that you should look into, it is a healthcare stock, guys. And I'm going to share this with you right now. It is a stock that I have in my portfolio. It is AbbVie, and they're giving a very good dividend, like a 5% dividend. So consider these stocks. I'm not going to bore you with a lot of stocks. I do that every night. So I just wanted to share that with you. And remember, guys, the transaction is not over. If you're getting value, please like and subscribe to the channel. Anyway, see you tomorrow evening again for another live.